I'm Sherry, and welcome to Hometown Salutes. Today we have a very special Fayette County guest. It is Fayette County veteran Morrie Abbott. Welcome, Morrie, to the show.
Well, thank you very much.
I appreciate you coming in. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? Were you born and raised in Connersville?
I was born and raised in Connersville, and I grew up on 2223 Vermont.
Okay.
It was in my was my uncle and my aunt, Molly's parents.
Okay.
They were my aunt and uncle. Well, they adopted me.
And they raised you?
Yes. I was 8 years old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. My other part of the home life wasn't so great, so. And,
so nice.
They adopted me, and had been for them. God bless them. Hard telling where I've been.
Aw. So you graduated from Connersville High School, and then?
I did, in 1966.
Okay. And then at what point did you join the service? Right after?
November of 66.
November of 66. Mm-hmm. What made you join the service? Was that just?
Well, I was a little bit of a wild child.
Oh no.
Back then, and I had a little help from our local police department, and that you need to think about going to service, or you're going to end up in jail. So.
Okay.
I went to the service.
What? And so you went Marines, right?
Yes.
So why Marines?
They were the only recruiting office in Connersville that was open.
Oh, okay.
The other recruiters, if you wanted the other recruiters, you had to go to Richmond.
Okay. So they were here, and why not?
Yeah. Which the Marine Corps is a great way to go once you're out of boot camp.
Yeah. So were your parents, did they know you were going to do that?
No.
Oh, so how'd that go over?
Dad didn't mind it. Mom didn't care for it one bit. It was her little boy. Well.
Right.
It was too late. I'd already signed the papers.
So no turning back at that point.
No return.
But your dad was a veteran, correct?
Yes, he was in the United States Army.
Okay. All right. So basic training. So the day you took off for basic training, where'd you go?
MCRD, California. Marine Corps Recruiting Depot. And that's where boot camp starts.
And how long is boot camp?
12 weeks.
So first day you get there, what are you thinking?
What was I doing here? Why am I here?
Did you know what you're going to do at that point? Like, did you have a?
No.
Okay, so you'd have to get through boot camp first before you
go through boot camp and AIT, and to establish an MOS. MOS is a job assignment.
Okay.
And when I graduated from boot camp, they give out orders for guys that were going to Vietnam, and of which at that time I was in one of them. And then they came back and moved me to Marine Corps duty on the USS Enterprise.
Okay.
We had full detachment on the USS Enterprise. And that was, it's interesting. It was interesting.
So you went to Vietnam on
the ship.
On that ship?
Yes.
And so how long were you there in Vietnam?
11 months.
Did you get off the ship? And so you're always on the ship?
Always on the ship. Yeah.
So never got to take liberty to?
We got to take liberty after we come back.
After you come back?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Usually liberty was, hours, 24 hours or along that line. But we got a week's liberty when we got back.
So how many are on the ship?
5,000.
5,000?
It's a city. It's a city back then. In fact, 5,000 troops and all the equipment that went along with them. It is quite a full place when it was
Wow.
full. Yeah.
So what specifically was your job?
Well, I ran the brig on the USS Enterprise for a while, and other than that, we were just always on standby for whatever that they would need us for. We were orderlies, is what we were. Is what they wanted, we did.
Okay.
And it was, it wasn't all bad.
So how's like sleeping quarters and food on a ship like that?
The food was actually excellent.
Really?
The sleeping quarters, very tight, very tight. 3 bunk beds, side by side. Not much room to get in one or out of one.
Huh.
We made it,
So are there females and male on the ship, or is it all?
Yes, no. There are female soldiers and men.
Wow. So you were stationed on the ship near Vietnam. Is there anything you want to share with us? Maybe an experience that happened on the USS Enterprise?
Well, there was an experience that by accident, the USS Enterprise blew up.
And what year is that?
1967. And they had got too close to a loaded plane and set the bombs off of the plane. Well, the whole aft end of the ship is in the ocean. And we were immediately on TV.
What were you doing that day? I mean, what did you think was happening? I mean, did you think you guys were
We
getting
were
bombed?
waiting
or
on
did
what
you...
they call general quarters drill, which is a practice drill.
Oh, so you thought something practicing was happening.
And then when this happened, the captain came on and said, "General quarters, this is not a drill." Well, the first thing I thought, we'd been bombed, which in a sense we had been, but it was our bombs that did it.
Ah.
Lost 117 people.
Oh, wow.
They took us back for dry dock to Hawaii. We was in Hawaii 3 months where they made all the repairs. Then we took off again for Vietnam. Yeah.
Huh.
Boy,
that's something you'll never forget, I'm sure.
Oh, no, not that day. Needless to say, I was scared to death. That's just what I was.
Oh, I can imagine.
It was simultaneous, boom, boom, boom. And everybody thought, what is happening?
Wow. Sure.
It was a little over 2 months before they let us call home.
I was going to say, so did your family know you were okay?
No.
Oh.
No. I talked to Mom and Dad. This happened in November. I talked to Mom and Dad in late January. That was the first time.
And I'm sure it was blasted all over the news.
Oh, yeah. We were on nationwide TV.
Oh, wow. That would be terrible.
Yeah, it was. Not being able to let your parents, yeah, I'm fine.
Right. Wow. That's crazy. So after that tour, then was that it for you on that ship?
On that ship, yes. That
So then
was
did
it.
you go on another ship or?
No, we come back to Virginia, and I played softball for the Navy.
Yeah, did you?
Yeah,
Fun.
which was very good an experience. You didn't have. I didn't have the duties that everybody else had, and it was a lot of jealous guys, but you had to try out for them.
And you made it.
And I made it, and there was one of my buddies named Larry Seller. He made it, and then after he got out, he went on to play for the New York Mets.
Ah, really?
I kept in contact with him for a while, but I haven't talked to any of them in a long while.
I was going to ask you, did you keep in touch with your military buddies?
I kept in touch with 3 or 4 of them for a couple 3 years,
Yeah.
and it just didn't. You don't think about it because you're always doing something else.
Right.
Because when I come home, I went back to work at D&M.
Okay. So when did you get out? What year?
October 1970, Halloween Day.
Halloween Day, came back to town. All right. So you get out of the service, you come back to Connorsville, and then what happens?
Well, like I said, I went back to work for design manufacturing with D&M. That made 90% of the world's dishwashers. And I worked for them for 28 years before they moved to the Carolinas.
Okay.
And when they moved to the Carolinas, I went to work here in town. Had a corrugated factory that was owned by Jim Aiken.
Oh, yeah.
And I did 26 years for him.
Wow.
And then I haven't done nothing in the last 7 or 8 years.
So being in the service, what are some life lessons that you learned from being in the military? I mean, are you glad you joined the military?
Yes, I think everybody all experience it once.
Yeah.
It's a crazy world out there today.
Right.
But, I do feel like everybody ought to experience it once.
Okay. So you said again that you got into the National Guard, right? So when did that happen?
I went in the National Guard in
When you came back here, was it?
1972.
Okay.
I went in the National Guard here in Connorsville,
Okay.
and then I transferred to the Reserve Unit in Richmond. And I was in that Reserve Unit up there for a little over 14 years.
Oh, wow. So what was your job with the National Guard?
I was a tow missile instructor. TOW, just like it sounds, tow,
Okay.
which stands for tubular optical optical wired missile. It was fun.
Yeah.
And then I was sitting in my desk one day at D&M, and the phone rang. The secretary picked up the phone. She says, "Somebody from the Army." I thought, "What do they want?" Well, I answered the phone, and I had 24 hours to get to Fort Benning, Georgia. We'd been activated for Desert Storm.
Oh, wow.
So I had to leave my wife and my kids home.
And just like that,
Just
they
like
call
that.
you and you go.
Just like that. And we were there 3 months, little bit over 3 months. We never had to go any further.
Oh, you didn't?
We were on red alert. Which meant if you got the call, you were gone, immediately gone. But thankfully, we did not get the call. And I had a lot of good times in the reserve.
Yeah.
I got a lot of friends still in the reserves that we keep in contact with.
So how did you meet your wife?
My sister, not Molly, but Joy,
Okay.
was dating her brother.
Huh.
And in jest, I said, "You don't have a sister, does he?" "Well, yeah." And I said, on my way out the door, I said, "Okay, fix me up." Well, the following Friday night, our Friday nights were, you get off work, you got cleaned up, and you went to Mousie's.
There you go.
And I was going out the door, and my sister said, "Where are you going?" I thought she said, "No, you told me to get you a date. You got a date."
Oh, funny.
So,
Love at first sight and married, huh?
50 years next year.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And you had kids?
Yes, 2 kids, Chad and Holly.
Do they live around here?
They both, excuse me.
They're in
Chad
Connersville?
lives here,
Okay.
and Holly lives in Shelbyville.
Oh, great. So
She's
they're
a nurse.
close.
And Chad works for the Margaret people.
Okay. Oh, that's awesome. So you're glad you joined the service. So something special happened to you on this year, on April 27th. So I think on the 26th, your sister surprised you at Community Christian School.
Yes, she did.
So what did you think you were coming to Community Christian School for that day? You
I didn't know where we was going.
Oh, you didn't know where you were going? They were just bringing you?
Yeah.
So
she was in charge of getting me there at a certain time.
Oh, funny. So Molly, your sister, is great, her school, about giving send-offs for honor flights.
They give me a really nice send-off.
Yeah. So the Fayette County Sheriff's Department did an escort all the way out of town, and then following them was the Patriot Guard Riders. They came, which I thought was so awesome.
Yeah, they
All
took
the
us
Patriot
all the
Guards.
way to 40.
Okay. And then the National Guard showed up with the Humvee, and they were on site. And I just thought the whole program that the school did was just so nice.
And she said, my sister, God bless her, she set all that up.
Yeah. She works hard at that.
Yeah. And then I ended up on, I don't know, I got a little over 70 cards and letters.
On your mail call?
Yeah.
Aww.
And mostly from the kids.
Yeah.
But I saved all of them.
I think it's so nice that the kids at that school do stuff like this for veterans. I mean, it's just so meaningful.
Well, you wouldn't believe the number of times that I've been out, Walmart, whatever, wherever,
Yeah.
and have little kids come up and thank you for your service.
So nice. Yes. Okay, so the 27th, you get escorted out of town, and then on the 27th, what time does your day start?
3:30 a.m. I had to be in the lobby at 4:30, and they picked us up, and they took us over and had fed us a great breakfast, and they ran everything, ran so well.
And you were out of Fort Wayne, correct?
I went out of Fort Wayne, yes.
Okay, Fort Wayne honor flight.
Mm-hmm.
So what airlines did you?
You know, I don't even know. I do not know.
It's usually American Air, but so it was a private plane. Just was there like
For
80?
us, yes. And we had 82 veterans,
Okay. And then they have each of you have a guardian, right?
Uh-huh.
So who was your guardian?
My son-in-law.
Okay.
And I had a full day, but he had a real full day. Pushing me around.
Hey, it's all about you guys on that day. So what is about that day? I mean, what sticks out? I mean, it's an incredible day, but what are some of the memorials that you were glad that you got? Had you been out to Washington? Like, had you seen any of that anyways?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Some.
But nothing the way you experienced that day, because it's unreal.
We got to see, the Lincoln, Jefferson, the Vietnam Wall.
That's so emotional, I think.
I've got a friend in Tennessee that wanted me to find a couple of his friends' name on the wall. I found both of them.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was very interesting. The most interesting part of that day had to have been in Arlington Cemetery. We went to, what was his name? Cowboy Star on TV. I might think of it here before we're done. But and then the changing of the guard.
Isn't that something?
It's just unbelievable.
They don't miss a beat, do they?
No, they do not. They do not, and they're so. Their uniforms are so sharp. The creases, the pants, the shoes, and from one end of that to the other they took 20 steps and never missed a beat.
Clicking all the way, don't they?
Oh yeah.
It's unreal.
Yeah.
And to think that goes on
Audie Murphy.
Oh, okay. To think that goes on every single day.
And then, and right after that, the Air Force drill team put on a little show, throwing their rifles around and over their heads. And
oh, they did?
Oh, yeah. And they don't miss a beat either.
Yeah. I've never seen that.
Because they'll get hurt. When they get hurt, they miss a beat.
Yeah.
And that, it was, it was a great day. Any veteran out there that has not done this should.
Yep. They need to get on the internet, www.indianerflight.org, and sign up and get on the waiting list, because it's a day you'll never forget, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So when you came back, you received mail in the airplane from everybody.
I did.
And that's fun, opening the cards and reading them.
And then when we came back and landed, they had a welcoming committee back.
Yeah.
Which was neat. It was fun. That was nice. And then they forgot to get us any transportation back to our hotels.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So what time did you get back?
Oh, we got back just a little after 9.
Oh, that's pretty
I
early.
didn't get back to the hotel till 11:30.
Oh no.
Yeah. But they did. The one person that was there with the honor flight, when they saw what had happened, they immediately got on the phone and
got it taken care of.
got it taken. Yeah.
Yeah. Boy, and the next day when you wake up, and it's just crazy to think what you just had experienced.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't even put it. I mean, we can talk about it all we want, but unless you experience, you just don't.
Unless you see it yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, it was neat.
But there are some veterans that won't do it because they've got buddies' names that are on the wall. Too emotional for them.
Right. And it is emotional. I mean, you guys go through a lot. I mean,
I've got two other friends here that are both Marines that were over there and made it back home. But and there was three people here from Connersville that lost their lives over there.
Yep. Wow. Well, as we wrap up, I mean, is there anything else that you'd like to say? Or, I mean, I just can't thank you enough for your service and your sacrifice.
Well, I thank you for having me.
And I appreciate you coming on the show and doing this, because I know you don't like to talk a lot.
No.
But I think it's very important for everybody to hear your stories, because, I mean, you put your lives on the line.
They do that every day.
Yep.
They do that every day. I had a nephew that was over there and got shot. He lived. Came home, had a wreck on his motorcycle. Killed him.
Oh, wow. You just never know, I tell you.
You never know when you walk out your door.
Nope.
You know, that's why I try to live every day like there is no tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because one day there's going to be no tomorrow.
Right.
And I'm getting to the age where I start to wonder about that.
Aw. Well, Morrie, let's wrap up the show here, but I just want to tell you thank you for coming on the show, and thank you for your serving in the service, and I just appreciate everything.
Well, I thank you for having me on your show, and you know, like I said, everybody ought to experience it once.
Yep, I agree. Well, be sure to tune in next month for another edition of Hometown Salutes.